Hi, my name is Michael Coull. I program Dundead here at DCA, and we're now a week away from the start of Dundead Festival 2026, so I thought I'd just take a minute to talk to you a little bit about the festival. Dundead is our program strand and festival celebrating horror, cult, and weird cinema, and as always with the festival, it's a mix of premieres of the best new horror films, so we've got 2 UK premieres and 4 Scottish premieres in the programme this year, as well as a range of short films. And for the first time this year, we're working with the film collective Invisible Women. They're an archive activist feminist film collective, and they have put together our season of vintage films for this year's festival. There are 6 films, all under the title She's a Man-Eater. So they're films about cannibalism, consumption, and carnal appetites. Their selection of films covers a wide range of tones, styles. They're from all different eras. We've got films from the 70s up to the 2000s, from different countries. We've got Mexico, Hong Kong, France, and it's a really exciting collection of films. And I think a lot of them will be first-time watches for some of the Dundead audience, which is really exciting. Invisible Women are really great at finding these films that have maybe gone undersung in their time and sort of recontextualizing them for modern audiences and bringing them to the big screen, which is something that we love to do at Dundead. So it's been brilliant to work with them. Our opening film this year is the UK premiere of Camp. This is a new film by a filmmaker called Avalon Fast. It's from Canada, and it tells the story of a young woman who becomes a counsellor at a summer camp. And it's an eerie and quite moving film about grief and about witchcraft and about the power of female friendship. I think for a lot of people, this will be their film of the festival, and it's a really exciting one for us to be opening the festival with. Theatre is Dead. This is a comedy horror about a theatre troupe in an American college where some spooky and monstrous things are happening behind the scenes. It's directed by a filmmaker called Catherine Dudas. It's from America. Yeah, it's really funny and charming, and it will be a lot of fun with a packed house. Rokia. This is an eerie supernatural horror from Algeria, set against a backdrop of real-life violence. The violence is unflinching, I would say, but it's a really interesting look, I think, at how horror can explore real-life topics while also working as an exorcism film. And I think to see an exorcism film from Algeria, I think is just interesting. That hasn't quite crossed my path before, and I just thought it felt fresh and new. Buffet Infinity. This is a pretty bonkers comedy horror from Canada. This will be the UK premiere of this film, so if you come along, you'll be the first audience in the UK to see that film. It's directed by Simon Glassman, and it has this really unique style where it's designed to look like a collection of adverts and news footage, as though you're sort of flicking through channels on local network TV. And eventually a sort of horror narrative starts to emerge. It's really funny. I've never seen anything quite like it. And that'll be great fun on a Saturday night with a Dundead audience. Yeah, there's some great moments in there. Silencio. This is a vampire epic told in under an hour. I found this film really inspiring. It's set across decades, tells the story of, or multiple stories of vampires. It takes in everything from sort of the Black Death to the AIDS crisis of the 80s and sort of an imagined near future. The special effects are fantastic. The prosthetics used to bring the vampires to life are really incredible. The costumes are also extremely elaborate. There's a lot going on in this film, and for it to be under an hour, I think is pretty remarkable. Yeah, it's a really strong, cool, queer, bloody vampire film. Her Will Be Done. This is a supernatural horror set in rural France from a filmmaker called Julia Kowalski. It's a film that I think interestingly ties into some of the themes explored in our vintage films this year. It tells the story of a young woman living in rural France. Something strange is happening to the cattle in the area, and also she's having these sort of urges within her. I thought it was really strong, really brilliantly performed. The lead actor in it is fantastic. There are elements of folk horror, body horror, some gore. There's a lot of interesting things going on in it. If you've never been to Dundead before, or if you're a repeat visitor, we can't wait to welcome you, and we'll see you in the cinema very soon.